Rick Saber. We're in for a treat today. We're here at 13 Full Sweep. We've got a very special announcement to make. Two wonderful agents that we've always thought very highly of are joining us. Rick, why don't you introduce them?
Yeah, so I'm really excited about this. I've worked with these folks from afar. I've been admiring them. You know, they sell some amazing properties. They're very involved in the community. And best of all, they're just great people. So Ric Hollifield Daniella Stonefield, welcome to Coast. Thank you. Thanks, Big Rick.
How's everybody doing?
So, guys, welcome to the team. Thank you so much for considering us and joining us. I guess what we would love to know is, what was it that made you look at Coast and ultimately decide to join the team?
Well, that's a really good question. And I guess I'll start for us. The reasoning is layered. The first, of course, sort of the higher level is the brokerage model, right? eXp is a brilliant model. And we've been watching this business grow over the number of years since its inception. And we wanted to see, how were people applying this? How were they making this work for them? How was this actually going to play out? Would it become profitable? Of course, we all know that the answer is very much yes, more than any other large brokerage, as far as I'm aware. And so because of that, the model itself is really interesting. And then you guys sort of layered what you do on top of that, and what you grew was very organic. And so we watched Coast Professionals become what it is today. And of course, it's still relatively in its infancy, and we're so glad to be part of that at what I still see as the ground level, because there's so much growth available. You guys have an incredible culture. You have an incredible energy. And you see the future and you go for it. And that really speaks to us, because we're very much that way. So at the end of the day, the shorter answer is because we do business very similarly and very differently from everyone else, which is funny because that's one of the things that Rick and I say about how he and I met and ultimately became colleagues, and then decided we really liked each other and eventually got married. But that it was the same there. And so when that repeated itself in talking to the two of you and really in watching what you guys embrace and how you do it, it was, once all the numbers made sense, it was really a no-brainer.
Guys, I've known you for a long time. Ricky, you and I were doing a deal together a decade ago that went kind of haywire. And all of a sudden, attorneys got involved. And your advice then was, we're paid to sell houses. If it goes haywire, the attorneys get involved. That's their job. Let's go sell another house. And it worked out just fine, and we went our ways. And I've seen you around the ball field. I've seen you around the ball field. We've all grown children here, which is really cool. But one of the things that Daniella touched on, which is really important to us, is that you guys are legacy people here. You've been here for a long time. The pride that you bring to what you're doing, and there's a motivation that you have to be great. And there is something about a team that's in chase of being the top, is that you build a lot of momentum, and that momentum brings people with you.
The legacy element of that. This is a small community, but it's growing, as is this whole region. And it's kind of a little big town, but we all still know each other. And anybody that's been here for any period of time, that knowledge, that deeper commitment to the community, that respect is really, really important. And so, it's great that Coast is sleek and sexy and new and fun, and all that stuff's great. And it's a good way to grip someone. But there has to be something that sustains it underneath. And you guys use the term exceptional representation all the time. And I think that is a critical element to this, because you do have the fun, the chic, the cool, to really keep that energy going. And it's real because it's underpinned with true performance and true representation for the client, which at the end of the day is what matters.
Well, thanks, guys. We appreciate the kind words. And that exceptional representation, that really is the bottom line with Coast. And, we've ultimately, we're building a culture of exceptional people that know how to get results. We are culture first. We certainly have created a high volume environment, but that is not the most important thing. Our clients, the way we treat each other in the office, and everybody having a voice. It's really important that you, being a part of our team, are going to be able to come in and bring your ideas to the table. We want to know from you what it is that makes your business work. You know, just because Rick and I have had some great sales and have been selling for 20 years doesn't mean that we know it all, you know, and, you know, you guys have a very, very good-looking marketing package. The whole thing has always caught my eye. You know, there's certainly things we can grab from what you're doing. Maybe they become Coast things if you allow us to. You know, it's all about the team coming together and how we can all elevate our game, and by that way treat our clients, help give better results to our clients, and then at the same time have some fun and enjoy the real estate business.
It's so great. I'm really honored that you guys are both here with us. And just even this morning, we were collaborating on some ideas, and Ric and Daniella do a lot of high-end luxury property, and the properties that I've shown that have been your listings, like in Colleton River, for example, your knowledge has been just incredible, you know, and it's a pleasure to be around it now, to really be around it all the time. And so, Ric, Daniella, want to let some folks know a little bit of your background. I know Ric and I started in some deals when you were a lender, so you've got the knowledge base. Daniella, you've been doing, you know, real estate and development and in this market for a long time. So love to have you guys touch base a little bit about that.
Yeah, 20 years here. 20 years. Hard to believe. I still think of Connor being this 8 or 9-year-old boy on the pitcher's mound at Crossings Park, you know. So I've been here for quite some time. I was a mortgage banker for a long time, so I have a lot of experience in that industry and how to move money, how to make clients comfortable in financing or not financing, how to leverage other assets. I'm very familiar with all that. I've been a builder in the past too, so we're setting in a new construction. This is all very familiar to me. It's all part of my DNA. And I've been on this side for about a decade, which is really great. Daniella and I met at Colleton River. We were both in the same sales office, and the rest was kind of history. You brought a real sleek, fresh-smelling. You made our office smell really great. You made us look much better. So I'll let you say some things about your background.
My background, I guess it depends on how long we have. As you mentioned, you've been on this side for about a decade, and incidentally, now so have I. Which is kind of crazy to think about. You know, I consider myself, even though I grew up in Pennsylvania, I consider myself very much a Southern woman at this point, a low country girl. This is home. This is my heart. I love it. I just love it. This is such a special place, and I'm so fortunate to have been able to grow who I am as a professional in this place, in this wonderful area. But, you know, my background includes a lot of things, and I'm really proud of that because, you know, a lot of people used to ask me, A, how do you have time for all of this? And B, how does all of this fit together? And that was really hard for people to understand. But if you look at the way that he and I operate in our business, and now how we'll operate as part of this wonderful team, you'll be able to see a lot of those things come up, like the TV, for example. I anchored the news here for 3 years, roughly, local news, but, you know, it was a wonderful experience. And I did on-location reports and business reports and talked to people out in the community. I got to know so many amazing community members, and I got really invested in our business community. And speaking of that, I was on the board and also the vice chair of the board for the Bluffton Chamber of Commerce for about 7 years. And, you know, so just all of those things together. I have a background in marketing, photography. I was an artist my whole young life. And so my eye works that way. And so when I bring that in, you know, real love of architecture and just the idea of what it means to have a lifestyle. You know, we're sitting here in a beautiful home that is exceptionally finished, exceptionally constructed on an interior waterway on Hilton Head Island that, even though it's been here for many, many years, a lot of people have no idea what this can be. It's just a beautiful piece of water that they look at. They don't know that you can kayak and you can fish and you can boat and you can take your boat down to Alexander's and have a cocktail. They don't know these things. So the lifestyle and really digging into that, that's a huge passion for me. And so when we put all of that together, you know, your background in mortgage, building, and just all of those things together, I like to think that that's kind of our secret sauce.
So, and you're right, that's all very important. And again, you're representing clients, and the fact that you have all that knowledge and experience is huge, absolutely huge. So I'm going to brag on Daniella a little bit. She is so involved not only in the community, but in our Realtor Association. And right now, Daniella chairs the Legal and Legislative Committee, RPAC, which is incredible. I think it's the most important committee that we have at the Realtor Association. And it goes back to what Tristan stresses all the time. You know, we're so big on co-broking and working with other realtors and our colleagues, and they're not competitors, they're colleagues. You know, we need to facilitate the transaction, and being a part of these different committees and being involved is so important. And Daniella does that to the 10th level and even at the state level, and it's pretty impressive. So
impressive. She even wants to make some changes in the industry, which when I was interviewing her on behalf of the Realtor Association, I thought this young lady really has some big goals, but she walks the walk from everything I've seen so far. It's very impressive. And once again, I'd just like to congratulate you guys on making a great choice, joining Coast, and welcome to the team.
So we're so excited. So Ric Hollifield, Daniella Stonefield, how can these guys get a hold of you?
So you can email us, Daniella or Rick with no K, at coasthhi.com. Call, text. He's 843-422-5748. I'm 843-707-2777. And of course, you can find us all over social. I'm at Daniella Stonefield, and we are desperately trying to get him to be more active. But for the moment, you can follow me. If you get one of us, you get both of us.
So thanks for joining us today. We are Coast, brokered by eXp Realty.